All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, you can tell we are not at home today. We are still traveling. So thank you for bearing with us. I know it's a little bit later than we usually come in. So thank you for supporting. Thanks for jumping in. Today, we're going to get into a variety of topics. But this first topic, we're going to talk about Tesla leasing. We're going to go through all the different things that you might not be aware about when you are leasing your Tesla. And then we'll get into, should you lease your Tesla? I feel like a lot of people ask me, should they lease their Tesla? Do you even get the 7,500 federal tax credit? Do you even get some of these great, fantastic state incentives that you might be able to get as well? And so there's a lot of questions that you could be wondering if you're going to be leasing your Tesla. So we're going to get into that, plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, this is where we usually run my intro. But my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But let us get into it. This was inspired. I was I was definitely inspired by this post, which, one second here, I was inspired by this post right here. Shout out to that EV girl on X, or formerly Twitter. Lease a Tesla and want to buy it at the end of the term. Not only are there strict return limitations, there are many other things that you need to know about the lease program. And of course, this is in regards to when you're leasing a Tesla, or when you're leasing other vehicles, other electric vehicles out there, you can actually buy it out at the end of the term. But unfortunately with Tesla, they kind of keep it pretty locked up. Model 3, Model Y, you are unfortunately not allowed to buy it out at the end of the term. Model S and Model X, potentially depending on when you actually leased it, you can actually buy it out. But unfortunately, the Model S and the Model X, or the Model Y and the Model 3, you cannot buy it out. So really, all that money you're paying down on a lease, because leasing is just another form of financing a vehicle. You're still paying down an amount that you actually owe, but you're not allowed to take advantage of that and buy it out at the end of this. So really, anytime you're buying a Model 3 or Model Y in terms of leasing it, you cannot take advantage of the lower payoffs, and you cannot take advantage of that equity at the end of the lease. So it's really not beneficial to do that. Taking a look at this post, you can see there's a lot of different strict restrictions on it. Tesla Model 3 and Model Y are not eligible for purchase at the end, regardless of the delivery date. Tesla leasing isn't available for applicants in all states. Leasing is not available for a used vehicle. That makes sense. Business only, you cannot lease it as well, according to this post. Leased vehicles are solely for personal use and cannot be used for transportation or rental purposes like Turo or anything like that. So just be aware of that as well. But if you're looking for a financing company to actually finance the vehicle, or use the vehicle financing for a get around business, that's where financing partners like Tenet come into play. Check out Tenet down below in the description, because they actually allow you to use the financing for your get around business. I don't know too much on the details about it, but I did see a press release where they partner with Get Around to do that if you're interested in doing that. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of videos this month. Of course, you must list Tesla Lease Trust as a lien holder. You must meet the insurance requirements. Those are pretty standard stuff on top of that. And then if you have more than 13 payments left on the lease, you may be eligible to transfer your lease to a credit approved assignee. Transfer fees and applicable state egg taxes will apply. Of course, this is if you have a current lease, if you want to get out of it, you can do that by transferring it to a different company. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking in terms of, do I even recommend leasing? Kinda. Of course, if you're looking for the lowest monthly payment, leasing will generate a lower payment than financing. But of course, then I would rather you go through Tenet or any of these other financing companies, because then you're going to get a lower monthly payment, still take advantage of the federal tax credit, still take advantage of any sort of state incentives out there on top of that. But the one thing with when you lease through a Tesla or lease through Tesla, you do not get to take advantage of the 7,500 federal tax credit. So it is not worth it really to do that with Tesla. Tesla basically gets to own that 7,500 federal tax credit, and you do not be able to get any advantage of that at all. So is it worth it to lease? Really, it's only worth it if you are a one particular type of buyer. And usually people think I'm going to say like a business owner or something like that. Well, really, it's neither of that. If you are interested in the Tesla Highland Model 3 and you do not, or if you need a vehicle now, that is why you should actually lease it. Maybe do a 2-year or 3-year lease. Wait until the Highland actually comes out and then just sell the vehicle or turn it back into Tesla and get the Highland vehicle when it actually comes out later. So that would be the only recommended type of buyer I would recommend for leasing a Tesla. If you're someone that needs a vehicle now and you are looking to get a Tesla Model 3 Highland in the near future. But of course, if you're looking for the best referral program, definitely check out the Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, because if you use a Tesla referral code, you can get anywhere from $500 up to $1,000 off. And this also applies to Tesla as well. So definitely check it out. Tesla referral code down below in the description. And thank you to everybody that's used our Tesla referral code in the past and in the future. And definitely shout out to Evie Girl if you're interested in reading this exact post. But really only one type of buyer should be really interested in Tesla leasing, and that is only if you are looking to lease the vehicle, own it for a few years, and then get out of it in the near future. But we're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link. Support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description.